ago that the saddest and most embarrassing thing I've ever experienced as a Port Harcourt resident, as a man who's living and working in Port Harcourt, was to be in a taxi and then having the taxi pull up and the lady bends over, looks at all of us in the taxi and says no, she will not enter. I know I wasn't rough looking. I know I wasn't wearing black and black. I know I didn't have scars or whatever on my face, but we were all men in the car. The driver, a guy, this person who was sat in front, a man, myself at the back, a man, and the guy who was sat beside me, a man. She said no. She refused to get in. When we drove further down, the guy who was behind me came down. I think we were going to Bumokoro or somewhere. He came down. On the way again, you know how to stop. The guy stopped and another lady put her head inside. So only me at the back and a man in front. She says no, she will not enter. All because as a woman, there's a fear of being attacked by males. Now, recently, I heard that, remember I think it was about 2020 when the pants scare was real, where people were going around all over this country. There were so many people who were caught stealing female pants. There's been a history of feminine attack for ritual purposes in this country. My question this morning is this: why are females or feminine items regularly sought after for money-making rituals? Man, not they good to make money. Why does it seem as though a lot of the times you get to hear these stories? I'm not saying that males have not been attacked. Let's be very honest. And when we talk about ritual killings in this country, a lot of them I have come to realize, or rather, if I follow what is being said in the academia, many of those killings are usually organ harvesting. But I do not understand what anybody wants to use a woman's genitalia for. What are you harvesting a woman's genitalia for? What are you cutting off a woman's mammary gland for? Which gives credence to that notion that it's money-making ritual. So why is it that the woman, and this is the biggest irony in all of these things that we are going to talk about this morning. You see how hypocritical the mindset is in this part of the world? The females apparently are good though to use for juju. They are good though to use for making money. When they tell the Yahoo boys, they say go and bring your mother. But the women are not good enough to be your leaders. The women are not good enough to head your company. The women are bad because they talk to you anyhow. How can a woman talk to me? I'm a man. But it's okay. It's okay to use women for rituals. It's a nightmare that a lot of women are living through. No, before you call and say, no, I'm an alarmist. No, it is not an alarmist type situation. It is a very real situation that women in this... I can sometimes at 7:30 p.m. Do you please come and follow me gate? Ask yourself, is this really the life? Is this the culture we want to pass down to the children behind us?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Hello, Bahad, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
As always, please turn on the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. Didn't see or hear, please do not make mention of it. Keep your comments civil. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Our WhatsApp and Telegram number is 08090306416. 08090303019. Miriam, good morning to you, please.
Thank you, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you see, I've asked myself this question over and over again. The women have become an endangered species, honestly. We are endangered species. when it comes to many things, and these things are not good. Evil. The baby, the little girl is an endangered species. She's the one that is always talking molested. And the adult woman is the one that is always talking about more mistreative in the human past masses, you know. This is so sad. I've watched in the National Geography channel, or in this wildlife station. You know how people chop the horns of animals. They become endangered species, and they now try to stop lasers, you know, to protect them. These rangers went to go to the farm, you know, to their forest to protect them. But we protect the people, the woman, you know. We protect them. We're just left at the mercy people that are looking. It is so scary that even the children, you know, there are some children for parts of their mothers, even and brothers. You're scared at every point. Where you look, you're scared because you don't know where it's coming from. You trust anybody. You see the kind of the woman is living. You're constantly scared because as long as it's a man, it's really like anything. My body, it can. In fact, I think the people that are commercial sex workers, sorry for using that word, but commercial sex workers, you know, I feel for them too. In fact, they're the most. In fact, we need. I will talk for them more because they are the ones that they are very easy to come by when it comes to things. You know, so do we have women of possession to see men? Is it the government that will be different? How do we protect the woman and the female child?
Really, your question is as good as mine. What exactly needs to be done? Ola is an element. Ola, good morning to you. Why is there? What's going on? Why is Juju always looking for? Good morning, Ola.
I kept laughing when the attacked the lady looked and she shook her head. She will not enter. You take a time and look at the mirror and look at your eyeballs. It's looking like who wants to buy a lady now.
Leave me now.
That's on that. Then secondly, I will not blame a lady when she trusts somebody, visits the person, and it turns out that she's used for something. It's not because she had a problem, but because the guy had a problem. But another thing, we need to contain our FSs. I was in a vehicle one day, and two guys that boarded the vehicle were just discussing. They didn't understand. They didn't know I could hear their language. And he said they wanted to carry a lady. So the lady that talked to that wanted to carry for the night said he should give her 150,000 naira. And the guy was like, after much decision, he didn't work out. He just wanted to last. When they entered the vehicle, the guy got angry. He said if he was a ritualist, he would have given that girl that 150 and used that for ritual because she had big eyes. So we should encourage ourselves to do things and tell our sisters. I don't know how to talk to them. No matter what you say today, they will still go tomorrow. No matter how you like preach, they'll still have that one lock. If you like, let them be slaughtering, God forbid, that you're slaughtering them every day. They will still say that they are locked, their own is not like that, and so on like that. So I just pray they can listen to you and make some amendments.
But Ola, look, nobody's saying that. Oh dear, I'm not insinuating that people because it's not the law. The law. What's the myth about using the female part or the female items for your money ritual? What exactly is it? People were laughing. People were obviously upset at one point in time when the pant raids were becoming too much in this country. University campuses were recording people being caught with bags of female panties. People going out my pants. There was even when I was much younger. Now I remember when I was much younger, right? They used to warn girls discriminately because back then in Lagos, one guy was caught with a whole bag of sanitary towels, used sanitary towels, what we call female pads, a whole bunch of them. And the story had that after people had beaten him and he was confessing that there's a juju man he takes it to. That sometimes not all of them that works, but sometimes one good one will come and they'll be able to make money. That's how he used to renew his business. It's frightening. It really is. See, on a physical level, on a psychological level, it is very frightening. Good morning, Jude. The use of women in rituals is a complex and sensitive topic. It is essential to approach it with respect and cultural awareness. In various cultures and traditions, women have been associated with spiritual practices, rituals, and ceremonies due to their, number one, life-giving and nurturing roles. Women's bodies have the power to create and sustain life, which has led to their associations with fertility, abundance, and nourishment. Emotional and intuitive qualities. Women are often seen as more emotionally expressive and empathetic, making them a symbol of compassion, love, and care. Number three, connection to the divine feminine. In many cultures, the feminine principle is revered as a source of wisdom, creativity, and spiritual power. Traditional gender roles. In some societies, women have been assigned specific roles in religious and cultural practices such as priestesses, healers, and diviners. However, it is crucial to acknowledge that the use of the women in rituals can also be problematic, particularly when it objectifies the woman's body, perpetuates harm, disregards women's autonomy and agency, reinforces patriarchal power structures. That's Ikpantem Moses. It's a lovely comment. We have to be very careful. Because people see these things and say, oh, and I saw that because power. No, there isn't. These are myths. We'll be back after the break.
Nigeriainfo will be right back.
Welcome back, 90.3 Nigeriainfo's Hello Port Harcourt. My name is Jude Omamigbe, and this morning we're talking about the state of women in Nigeria regarding rituals. All right, it's a female nightmare. Let's talk rituals, female nightmare. So my question is why male boxers? Why are they not stealing male sandals. In fact, I heard 2 weeks ago, rather, it was one of our discussions. Someone in River State said that they noticed one day that all the women in the compound, that they took one side of their slippers, all of them. And the women started, they were all worried. They now went to one, say, they want to use them for jazz. So they started praying and binding and casting demons and whatnot. And the first question I asked, why did they only carry these female slippers? Why? To what end? Why? Why did they carry the males? How did they? Well, anyway, these days you can tell a female sandals because of the way they are shaped and the colors. But, it is very worrisome. Big Doe on Facebook says, well, because some of the girls, because how does it put it? Because even some girls hook up babes use their body item too for money. Everything about them is money, not just the item. It's because they allow themselves to be used. Really? Big Doe, you think girls allow themselves to be used for rituals? Interesting. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Like I said earlier on, a lot of you men, us men, do not understand the mindset that the average female around experiences. You really have like you have no idea, not a single clue. Good morning, Jude. The use of women's organs for ritual typically stems from various cultural and historical beliefs, often associated with fertility, power, or spiritual significance. However, we need to be careful to approach this topic sensitively and respect for cultural diversity and individual beliefs. In some cultures, all right, it may be rooted in belief about the inherent power or spiritual essence associated with the female reproductive organ. This can be tied to fertility rites, where such organs are seen as symbols of life, creation, regeneration. Additionally, there may be beliefs about the potency of these organs for evoking blessing, protection, or other spiritual purposes. However, it is important to note that these practices vary widely across cultures and may not be universally understood or accepted. Furthermore, what we have experienced in Nigeria is far from cultural rites or ritual practices. The medical sector isn't innocent too. 70% of these alleged acts are carried out by medical doctors who are into human organs. They contract to collaborate everything. The woman's organs are stipulated in the second paragraph says it all. Women are mysterious. The mystery that blood flows from the woman every month is the most spiritual mystery. Still doesn't make sense why anybody still should be carrying this thing out in 2024. Doesn't make sense to me.
Headline News. Nigeriainfo on
92.3.
Headline News.
on our conversation this morning before we hand it over to the afternoon crew. All right. So I'm asking the question this morning: why is there a serious need or whatever demand? I don't know how else to put this, for female or feminine items by money ritualists. Why? And this has led to, apart from physical, it's led to social, led to psychological, fears usually experienced by women. It's a nightmare for a lot of women in this country, to go about their day-to-day activities. I've heard stories that, as a woman, if you go somewhere, just a pray, you get somewhere, you sit down now, fume. How many of you saw that video in the north? They claimed it was a charm. The girl had been hypnotized. They called the baba who did it. They told the man, do that thing that you did to make this girl lose her consciousness. And he jumped over across 3 times and said something, and the girl woke up immediately. And the question I asked him, why did he go after a girl? Why? Why girls? What have girls ever done to them?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Hello, Boy from Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Zion is on the line from GRA. Zion, good morning to you, please.
When you stated clearly that these things doesn't make sense to you, I said then my brother need to go deeper to study more. Mr. Jude, that is why to a large extent when I see the way some women sleep about, talk about, become so careless with themselves, I get angry that I have no knowledge of who she is. Mr. Jude, every woman you meet, daughter, that is heavy, right? I take it again. Every woman you meet is an altar.
Interesting.
Only altars can give blood. And tell me one woman that does not give blood. For 60 days, so 60 times, she will do that in 1 year and she's still alive. Can you try that? As a man, can you try it? The day she got the flower, she released the blood. Child, she released the blood. Little thing, she released the blood. She's still alive. She's an oracle. The woman's power. When Jesus died and during the resurrection, who took the message? Woman. When Samson died, woman. When Adam fell, woman. Can you see the progression? I think such people are ordinary.
Okay, Zion, please, you have to call back. Now, if they are that supernatural, if they are that special, how come that we don't value them a lot in many African societies? I'm not saying they don't value women at all, but why don't we place them on that pedestal that you are claiming that they have? Why are we not more permissive towards women being our governors, being our counselors? I know it's a political statement, and I say the women should come and fight for it. But even in the business spaces, even in the market squares, do we not see husbands push and beat wives, force them to bring their monies? If that's special, why then are they usually treated harshly in societies? And it's not just in this African or Nigerian, almost everywhere in the world. And no, I'm not talking about let us westernize, our culture. No, this has nothing to do with westernization, easternization, or northernization. This just has to do with plain human dignity. If they are that great, why then are they so poorly treated? Zion is back. I'm pleased that he was able to reconnect. Zion, pleased to have you join us again. Good morning.
Yeah, Jude.
Good morning. Thank you very much,
you say,
please.
why are they not valued?
Yes.
They
why?
are valued. Now, the women who value themselves,
Really?
I told you something. I said I get angry with them when I see them sleep around, misbehave around. I get angry because they don't know who they are. They are not defined. They are not taught. I challenge you right now. How many of these women we don't understand what I tell you this morning? It's because they were never taught. But look at the days of our mothers. From childhood, they have told them who they are. You have told them the places to go and where not to, the kind of food to eat and what not to eat. A woman is power. That is why you see they go after them for certain rituals, certain connections. There are certain prayers even some churches want to do is women. Are you not aware?
Mm.
Who are the people they call Inze Mama? Now authority them be that. They are authorities. Who are these women that normally tie blue wrapper and white shirt and tell everyone they start to the morning? Who are the CWs? Authority. The truth is this. Nowhere that women are not valued. A woman that values herself, nobody dares her. Go to families. Those women that keep themselves, the family value them. They go to those families that the guests are walking up and down. Every man will sleep with them. They don't value them. Do you know that women that keep themselves only at home, they use them for rituals? No, not the careless ones. When you are careless, we catch you. That is the law.
But Zion, see, I understand the point you're trying to make, but it's still a very general statement because there have been several girls who are just going back from school, and then they fell victims to these things. You know, there was one that happened in Choba I think last year, where the girl apparently, was acting like a mental patient. Apparently, they say it was one chances. So whether or not they were careless or not, the point is, girls still feel unsafe. Some girls don't like to come out at night.
That is what I told you. You are a diamond. These are mercury. Women are mercury. That is the right word. Look at the animal kingdom. Who are the most ferocious? It's not the women's species, the female species. Who is giving you malaria? It's not the female species. In the lion kingdom, who is going to battle? Is it not the females? Yeah. Even if they were goddess, who are the most strongest? Is it not the female oracles and the female juju? I tell you this to this a secret that they will not tell you. Because you make a comment, I just want to let you know something. Go to your grandmother now. Go and ask your mother this question, she will tell you the truth. Lecturers will not tell you. Your pastor will not tell you because he knows the secret. And my pain every day when I see them just keep themselves loose, asking God. The Bible says that he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor. You know what that means? If you are a jobless man, you get in contact with none of this oracle. You just have to kneel down and she will lay her hands on you. And boom, things will open. Try what I'm telling you. Get a faithful girl now. Even the secret of our brothers now. A faithful woman. Kneel down, let her pray for you and see the difference. Until our women know who they are. This is after them. They are carrying a treasure. We look for them for rituals. We look for them for divinity. We find a solution now. Them. We are three. If you release blood when women they release in a month, you know what they release, and yet she feels strong, she goes to work, she goes to market, she does everything, she's not afraid. And they make I stop here, make them get sense.
All right, thank you very much, Zion. Jude, are all your neighbors females? If you are the only male in their midst, if so, then blessed art thou. Well, not all my neighbors are female, but there was a time when all my neighbors were females. When I was in this complex, left, right, females. All right. Now moving on. Anyways, historically, even from Bible accounts, I learned that females who are virgins were especially suitable for ritual sacrifices. But in recent times, there appears not to be any selection between virgins or non-virgins, as any female or female body parts are now being sought after. But let us be aware that enough number of the participants in these crimes are themselves female. You can research on that. Many of these ritualist sects are headed by a woman. Female cults, baby factories, female trafficking, cartels, the Chinese triad, Odessa, etc. Just investigate and see. They are usually headed and coordinated by women. Food for thought, right? Abdul from Bumokoro. That makes it even more worrying. He does have a point. You have trafficking groups. Remember years ago when people were talking about the prostitution rings in Italy from Nigeria, they were usually headed by madams. Everything about a lady is about productivity and money. Every lady is an oracle. Their spirit is something else, and only the spiritualists know their value. We don't value women doesn't mean that the true value of women is lost. Never neglect the power of a widow. Ola George. Jude, where you no fit pass, woman go pass. After God, fear women. Interesting. Every man who has made money in the right way or in the wrong way will always spend that money with a woman. That is why ritualists are using them more than boy child. So our ladies should be careful, Onyechanya Stephen, with that comment. Interesting. Women are spiritual beings. We can't match the strength of a woman. The men only show strength. That's why we see men as governors. But right from a time immemorial, the man has always found a way to silence the woman. That's why they are like this. If they should give them a chance, you will see what they can do. And talking about ritual, girls have been used right from time. And I have thought to myself, why women? And how come? And I've come to the conclusion that they are spiritual beings and they are just blessed. So men are all blessed. Please, I'm not disavowing this statement. Once again, these are cultural nuances that I probably, and if I'm honest, did not know until a few minutes ago. I have to be very honest with you on this one. But if that is the case, if this knowledge seemingly is as widespread as it is, at least from the callers and from some of you who are sending me messages, so how come people do not treat women a bit more with more respect? How come the woman will not inherit land? How come the masquerade want to flog the woman when the woman is out? If you know that they are oracles, if the knowledge, and once again, I just say, look, these are not the, but in almost everywhere of this verse, there's still a specialty attributed to. That's the case. How come they're not treated better? Zion asked the question: can you walk a mile in their shoes? Can you go through menstruation and childbearing and still be able to go to the market and cook every day? Apart from that, once again, I need to say this. You have not known fear until you see a woman being afraid of the regular things that you take for granted. Uche is in a chair. Uche, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning to you, please.
It is Mrs. Uche Ken.
Welcome.
Thank you. I believe for me the answer is very straight. Why must it always be either a female, a woman, a girl, or a lady? First of all, every shrine goes with blood. Whatever thing they do in their shrine has to do with blood. And when you talk about blood, I believe you refer to the women. Their monthly menstrual flow is an indication to that. So they will always go by that in order to fast track their sacrifices. And the one thing about women are special. God created men, but women were craftily made. And let me also shock us. The blessings of God in regards to fruitfulness came on board at the creation of a woman. When God created Adam, God saw that Adam wasn't comfortable. There were other animals in the bush to interact with. There were trees, there were flowers to communicate with. But yet God saw that Adam was not okay. But when God made a woman through one of Adam's ribs, Adam saw that the woman was good. He became confident. Immediately, the blessings regarding fruitfulness came on board. And God said, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth. So what am I trying to say? Everything that has to do with a woman has to do with fruitfulness. So when they want to make their sacrifice and they want to be fruitful in that business, their little mentality will direct them to a woman.
So that's what they ask. So that's what they ask people to bring their mothers for sacrifice.
That is stupidity. I'm just telling you what women are made up of. But now let me ask a question. Since they knew that we are made up of all these products, like I do say myself, I am a good manager. If I can manage my family, if I can manage my husband, if I can manage the children, I can also manage a company. I can also manage a political position. Why then are they not teaching us in this area since we are so fruitful?
Good question.
Does it mean that when we are being employed in a particular company as a manager, the fruitfulness we see? In fact, I get a question to ask these people. They should leave us alone.
Okay, Uche, thank you very much. Miriam's on the line. She's been waiting for a while. Miriam, good morning to you, please.
Thank you, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning, please.
I think, I don't think, let me start with this point that the caller just made, that because of the blood flow that comes from women, that they used to appease the altars. And you know that when a woman is in a menstrual period, and they kidnap her for all the ritual purposes, we've heard that they consider that kind of woman unclean. They reject them. So, you see, what's the correlation there? That is because of blood flow and that thing. And just for me, I think it's because of the reproductive nature of the woman. The ability for she to produce something. She can give birth to something. She can totally recreate something. A bit producing something. So that's why they are using it. Maybe they just try to use that in nature that she can bring forth whatever they desire, all the money, everything they desire, because of her productive nature. That's how I see it. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, so it's a very interesting message here. This is from a female. All right. This one is from Chika. Chika says, good morning. All your callers this morning have just been talking about spiritual things. Me, I don't know about this one, but all I know is, as a girl in this Port Harcourt, I have to be honest. I'm afraid of going out at night. I'm afraid of going out during the day. I'm afraid of going to church. I'm afraid of going to work. Why? Because men would always harass you one way or the other. Is that not enough for people to stay and one day and say they should stop harassing women? What do we need to do? What do we need to shout? What do we need to wear or not to wear? No matter what we seem to do, there's always problem that seems to be directed at us. It is so very unfair. It is difficult being a woman in this place. Away from the spirituality, away from the esoteric, away from whatever special type of science it is, Chika is saying she just wants to be able to go out and come back in. What does she need to do? What does she need to do? Good morning, Jude. If you check the life of some men, they don't respect or honor women. You will see that they also have issues. Don't they understand where the problem is coming from? Ngozi is asking. Well, Ngozi, your guess is as good as mine. At Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Join the conversation. Just before we leave, let me get to read one or two comments there. I do believe we have a few. Let's quickly get to it. I asked the question, why? Talking about rituals and the female nightmare. Why exactly? Now, Ezekiel says, woman, wealth, owo, money, ago, naira. Why wouldn't they use them when all they eat is money? Women are lovers of money. They worship money. They speak money. Wow. There's a danger in objectifying a gender in whatever regard, whatever respect. The bottom line here is this. It's wrong. Whether it's for organ harvesting, if you believe in money rituals, it is still wrong. But what is more worrying is that you as a man, listening to us, a male man, you can walk out more often than not without looking over your shoulders. That's not really the case for your sisters, your cousins, your aunties, your mothers, your grandmothers. It's not always the case for them. There's always something to look around with them. When we come back, somebody's in the studio. We'll get to talk to her as you get ready for the afternoon shift. Stay tuned.
Talk radio. 92.3
Talk radio.